Hey, what is up, you guys? Luke Wayne here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day, and as always, remember high hopes and low expectations. As always, if you could subscribe, that'd be a big help to me because I am a small channel, and you will never miss news updates on this game again. But without further ado, let's get down to it. It's a little bit embarrassing because after the gameplay dropped for the new Gotham game, which is of course the main subject of my channel, I've been covering this game for months even before it was officially announced. But when the gameplay dropped, I didn't even notice this until like 3-4 days afterwards, and now I just thought, maybe I should make a video on this to let you guys know in case you guys didn't realize, just like me. It's one of those things where like you just didn't realize it. But there's no gadget wheel shown at all throughout the Gotham gameplay demo. There's no gadget shown at all throughout the Gotham gameplay demo at any point, and I don't think this means that it is going to be in the game. It just wasn't shown, because the point of a gameplay demo is to show all the cool features that you want to show at that moment. So if they had a gadget wheel, if they had some sort of gadget mechanic in the game, then they would have shown it in the gameplay demo. You don't spend time on a gadget wheel like in Arkham Knight or gadget selection like in Arkham City Asylum and Origins, and then just not show it off in the gameplay demo. That was such a core and crucial part in the core gameplay mechanic to the Batman Arkham games. And I know that this isn't a Batman Arkham game, and we shouldn't be judging it for not being a Batman Arkham game. But I thought it was funny that after years of just having this amazing gadget wheel, we're not going to have it anymore. This video, I'm going to be kind of trying to explain, I guess not explain because I don't really know, but guess what their thought process is and not adding this, and how this is actually could be a good thing, and how we don't really need a gadget wheel. And I'll do my best to explain that to you guys. So I do think that gadgets will be making an appearance in this game. There's no way around that. It's a Batman game, even though Batman's not in it. Well, he could be in it, he could not be dead, that's up for you to decide. But it's a Bat Family game. There's going to be batarangs in this game. We already see that in the gameplay demo. We do see those 4 purple bars, and again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my gameplay analysis video I did a couple weeks ago. There are 4 purple bars that Batgirl uses to call down bat swarms and like these homing battering taser things, and Robin calls down like the watchtower lasers. I don't know, it's this weird collage of things, but there are going to be tools that Bat Family members will utilize to their advantage in fights. Judging by all the information we have heard from Patrick Wright and Flu Marty in these interviews, Red Hood is definitely going to be more ranged characters with his pistols, obviously. So there is going to be some sort of aiming mechanic with ranged weapons in this game, especially with Red Hood. And we can assume that for balancing reasons, and because you don't want to have these 4 separate games for each characters. Like, yes, you're going to try to differentiate the characters, but you need a similar button layout so the player doesn't constantly get confused and they have to learn separate controls and button layouts for each character. So I'm assuming L2 and our left trigger and right trigger is going to be aiming the pistols for Red Hood, and I am assuming we are going to have a batarang as Batgirl and Nightwing and Robin, or something along those lines. We have to have some sort of range weapon for each of them. Maybe for Nightwing it won't be a batarang, but it'll be an escrima stick or a wing ding. Maybe that could be making a return. I don't know. So I think we will have that. As terms of like the remote batarang, this is just going through all the gadgets. I'm trying to explain here, do we really need a gadget wheel? And I know, especially me, and a lot of you guys, we want a gadget wheel. It's so synonymous with the Arkham titles, and even though this is an Arkham game, we do like Arkham, and we want it to be similar to Arkham. But if you really think about it, the remote batarang, it's a fun tool, but the only real use that it had was knocking some people off of like ledges sometimes to get the knockout, or rarely ever that, like 1% of times. Really, it was just to push those buttons in those little mini games in Arkham City, especially where we had to move around like the skate and push the red button. The sonic shock battering, that was useful, but it's not really one of those gadgets that you're always using. You don't really have to have it in an Arkham game. The sonic shock battering is not that crucial. The line launcher. By the time we get to Arkham Knight, the line launcher is literally only used in one area when you're in the Arkham Knight's headquarters, right? Or in that bridge in, what's it called? Miyagani Island, I'm pretty sure. Isn't that the only part in the main game where you actually use it? Use it in the Batgirl DLC and in the Season of Infamy DLC once, I'm pretty sure. Outside of that, we have the explosive gel. The explosive gel is actually really useful and really fun. I think they could get around that by, instead of having explosive gel whenever you go up to a weak wall, you could just basically hit a button prompt, and Batgirl or Robin or Nightwing will automatically put an explosive on there. So I think you can get around that if they even want to put explosive walls. But again, they don't have to necessarily do that. And although we did see a little bit of stealth in the gameplay demo, it's not going to be like Arkham stealth. We can see that already. As much fun as the explosive gel mechanic is, I don't really see it being a core gameplay aspect of the stealth stealth and get around that with other new gameplay aspects introduced. Same thing with the remote hacking device. Instead of actually having that be its own gadget, whenever we see a terminal that could be hacked, we could just go up to it and press X or A, whatever console you're on, and then we'd have this little mini game. So that doesn't need to be its own gadget. The freeze blast, as fun as that is, actually I really like that gadget. Again, by the time you get to Arkham Knight, that's not even in the main story. It's a thing you pick up in Panessa Studios as an optional thing, and the only use that thing has is for Riddler's puzzles. Like, that's it. The freeze blast doesn't do anything. Same thing with the freeze cluster grenade. The remote electric charge, again, that's good, but a lot of these gadgets, I really want to drive this home. If you guys realize, a lot of the gadgets used throughout the Arkham series are used for opening doors or through getting through tough areas. As fun as they are, they're not really combat or stealth focused. Sure, you can use a remote electric charge in combat and do a quick fire, and it's fun. But really, with the line launch, with the freeze grenade, and with the explosive gel sometimes, and with the remote hacking device, and the remote battering, and with another gadget that I probably can't think of right now, a lot of these gadgets just focus on getting through doors or tough areas, and they give the illusion of we need these gadgets to play the game. The game wouldn't be the same without them. And yes, it's true that these gadgets can be utilized in combat and in stealth, and they definitely make it fun. That's not the main reason why the gadgets are there. That's just an extra side added bonus of, cool, the remote electric charge is really good for opening doors. That's the main purpose of the gadget in the game. But also, as a little side bonus, a little added bonus, it's also fun for quick firing. And how Gotham Knights appears to be getting around the gadget wheel is it doesn't necessarily have any areas that would require these specific gadgets. It looks like most of the open world is, well, open world. There's no level getting involved, and they say you can explore, the entire city from the beginning. So there's not going to be this little area of the city where Robin's like, oh, I can't go through this place because it has a steam pipe blocking me. I need the freeze grenade. It's not going to have that. You can explore the entire open world from the beginning. So it looks like it's not going to be gadget focused in that sense. Now, that doesn't bother me. Okay, I don't care if there are no steam pipes that require a freeze grenade, or there's no weak walls and you blow up with explosive gel to progress through an area. I'm not gonna miss that. It's not gonna be a part of the game. I'm like, oh dang it, I wish this game had a gadget wheel just so I can have that experience of getting rid of this environmental obstacle so I can go through this area. Okay, it doesn't bother me. What bothers a lot of people, I'm going to assume, a lot of you are probably bothered by the fact that, well, the explosive gel or the freeze grenade or the quick fire remote electric charge, were all really fun to use in combat. And here's how the game gets around that. In the gameplay demo, you can see Batgirl, and the faster she punches thugs, the more purple bars she gets. And if she doesn't punch thugs fast enough, then her purple bar starts to deplete. So in a way, although the game does not have a combo counter, you can still build up a combo through the terms of purple bars, and you will be able to use up one of the purple bars in exchange for a special combo move, like how in the Arkham game you can do a combo takedown, a multi-ground takedown, a bat swarm, an environmental takedown, a disarm destroy. You will be able to use up your purple bars in that sense. And like I said earlier in this video, you will be, instead of doing those combo takedowns, you will be able to do call down a bat swarm with Batgirl and use these purple homing, battering, taser things as Batgirl. I don't know what you call them, but those are the only two shown off yet. I'm sure there's plenty more for each character, and we have seen Robin call down the Watchtower laser light show. I don't know what to call that either. Say is, although gadgets will be in this new Gotham Knights game, they won't be in the form of a gadget wheel like they were in Arkham Knight, Arkham City, or Arkham Asylum, or Arkham Origins. They will be present in terms of these special moves, and this will be Gotham Knights' version of the quick fire from the Arkham games. So in essence, we're not going to have gadgets in these games like we did in the Arkham games. I know I'm like a broken record saying that. So they're not going to be in terms of opening doors to get through areas. And instead of having them as quick fire, we will have them as special combo moves, which I think is honestly 100% completely fine. Obviously, since Gotham Knights is not going to have any areas that require a gadget to get through, I'm not going to miss the gadget wheel for those purposes. The only time I'll ever miss the gadget wheel is during the quickfire events, which I've already said multiple times, and Gotham Knights is still going to have these quickfire events, just in a different way than the Arkham series implemented them. So although it is saddening to see the gadget wheel go, I'm kind of glad it's gone, because it was a mechanic introduced in 2009 with Arkham Asylum, and it's kind of become outdated. You don't really need it. Most of the purposes of the gadgets can be replaced in modern days, and I think this is the great place to start, because it is a new universe. Now is a perfect excuse and a perfect time to not have the gadget wheel implemented in this game. But what do you guys think? As always, I like reading the comments, again, your feedback. I do try to read all the comments, and it's nice because right now I'm just in here talking into a mic in my room, but it's nice knowing that people watch my videos. And what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think it's sad to see gadgets go? Do you think that they should stay, or do do you indifferent? Do you not care? You're like, sure, what do I care? We're going to get these combos. It's going to be fine. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. If you watch this far in the video, then you like my content, so please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It does help me out. And as always, like the video. It only takes a second, and it does help me out in the YouTube algorithm. Comment. Again, I want to know your thoughts. If you dislike this video, please leave a comment with constructive criticism. Tell me why, as I was always love to improve. Stay awesome, y'all, and peace.